I'm Ara N6ARA.
And I'm Mark, KD7DTS.
And welcome to episode 10 of SOFA's on the Air. SOFA's on the Air is a podcast that covers a whole host of topics ranging from summits on the air to parks on the air, ham radio, and all the random wacky tangents that we'd like to go on.
So if you are a regular listener, and I hope you are, you may have noticed that we have been, dare I say, radio silent.
Just a little.
Well, today we're back, and Ara and I are going to catch up on all of the shenanigans that have kept us out of this podcast studio and in the world. So stay tuned. Today you're going to hear about the TinyGawant, the hottest new antenna changing the world. You're going to hear about a SOTA DXpedition that Dee and I did to Australia. And we're going to talk a little bit about what happened when we got back. Winter Field Day. Winter Field Day happened, Ara.
Winter Field Day happened.
Winter Field Day happened.
It existed.
And then I heard we're getting spoilers about a potential new product.
Yes. I have been authorized to do that.
Well, I'm excited. So
Dude,
how are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. It's been a long time. I think we were doing the math earlier. It's been like 2 months since we got together and recorded episode 9 with Josh. And between then and now, a lot has happened. We have wanted to record a couple times and we've missed the opportunities here and there. Things have been busy, but I'm good, man. We're definitely in a different setting. And that's part of why I've been super, super busy. Mainly N6ARA Electronics has moved into a new workshop to scale up production. It's a humble beginning in here, but I'm hoping to add some new machinery and scale up and do some new products that we'll talk about soon. How are you? How have you been?
I've been good.
You've been like around the world.
I have been around the world, specifically Australia, but also I've been up to Central California, Washington. I've just been sort of meandering around.
With your radio, hopefully.
With radios. Good. Yeah. I mean, the beautiful thing about SOTA is it develops carry-on portable radios that are ready to go at a moment's notice.
Yep. In the worst case, you get a very confused TSA agent.
That has happened a lot.
Yeah.
Interestingly, never with the radios.
Is it the antenna?
No.
Oh.
It's the mast.
What?
They hate carbon fiber masts.
Huh. Okay. I go through Burbank Airport, which is like a very, big airport for Hollywood and things like that. So they see everything.
Right.
The one thing that caught them off guard was my AX1 antenna, the like little spiral coil thing.
Yeah.
They were like, what is this thing? It's like a wire in a tube. And they were super like, what the heck? And that's the only time I've ever had trouble. It's been antennas, but that's interesting. Mass. You're like, I'm going fishing, guys. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You're like fishing for contacts, but
fishing for contacts.
Oh, dude. And I got to say, I hadn't done a SOTA activation for a couple weeks now, up until today with you and Dee on Flint Peak. And it was a gorgeous day outside. I'm so glad we got to go do that and just sit up there and crank away on contacts and then now come back here to record the episode.
Yeah. Speaking of, I'm not sure we ever focused. So I'm going to go walk behind the camera, make sure we're focused, and then come right back. So don't go anywhere.
We're adding that to the checklist for next time. Are we focused, Mark?
I think we are.
Okay.
I'm calling it good enough.
Okay.
And you know what? I'm leaving it in because...
Yeah, let's keep rolling. This is fun.
Because sometimes podcasting is sort of like SOTA. You get what you get.
Yep.
And you work with it. Speaking of getting what you get, I'm thirsty.
I can help you with that problem. Would you like... magically pull it out, not out of the oven, but out of this $2 Calyx from IKEA. Comes 2 beers that my friend Carson gave me. These are really cool. This one's Fig Mountain High Des for High Desert Lager. So I'll be going with this one. You get a SOTA themed beer, a West Coast IPA, I believe.
This is an opt-out side. It's almost like they're on REI's mailing list.
Well, cheers. Let's give these things a shot.
Let's pop these things.
Oh. I was gonna pop mine over the microphone, but there's my laptop here, and knowing my luck, I will spill all over it. So I apologize to the folks waiting for ASMR sounds.
It has the sweet scent of hops.
Hops.
You know, hops are a flower.
Yes. They're also the way you communicate around the world with HF.
Oh,
cheers to that.
Radio joke.
Damn. I haven't even had beer yet. Oh, that's good. You know, I really love a good lager. This is a nice lager. I gotta say, it's like crispy, like honey notes. Gosh, so many. It's just, I feel like this is like the perfect beer to have in the desert. Maybe that's what they meant for it.
You know, we're not in the desert, right?
No, we're not in the desert. That's correct. Actually, isn't Los Angeles like a semi-desert? What do they call it?
We don't have water, so probably.
Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
yeah.
And
What's yours?
you know, when you don't have water, it's very important to have beer. It keeps you hydrated.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So
It
I
doesn't
have
actually,
a
please don't do
West Coast IPA, and I really like the fresh florality of IPA. So I grew up in Oregon, and
Yes.
Oregon grows a lot of hops.
Yes.
And so having an IPA feels a little bit like breathing the air of home, you know?
It's taking you back.
It takes me back.
It's a W7 beer.
Yeah,
Nice.
this is a solid whiskey 7 style beverage.
Nice.
So thank you to who brewed this? Chapman. Thank you, Chapman Crafted Beer, for letting us purchase your beverages.
Yeah, cheers, man.
Cheers.
This one tastes like a Whiskey 6 desert in with a summer bonus.
With a summer bonus.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Way to start the podcast. I love it.
Yeah, I'm about ready now.
Yeah, you're right. All right, on to topic 1.
Topic 1, what have you been up to in this new workshop?
In this new workshop. So for those who are unfamiliar, in the last few, oh my gosh, it's been a year.
It's been a year.
It's been a year. Okay, so I started the development of what's called the TinyGawant. I got one right here. It's a tiny little whip antenna that extends out and has a built-in tuner and SWR indicator. Not the world's most efficient antenna. It's feels like every QSO is a project with it, but it's really fun and it will work with almost any radio that outputs 5 watts. And so I've been actually documenting the process of developing a concept of a product and then actually realizing that into production. On my YouTube channel, N6ARA Electronics. And after a year of development, which frankly would have been a lot shorter, but I decided to document it because documenting is actually kind of fun. The TinyGawant is now available on the N6ARA Electronics store. So I believe there's like 33 of them in stock right now. They come as a kit, so you do have to build it. And thankfully, I've done all the surface mount parts for you. In fact, that's what you see behind me. That's how that's done, at least at the moment. So if you don't want to solder a bunch of tiny things, I've done all the hard work for you at scale and soon to be even more scale. And then you just get a bag of all the big parts to solder on. And there's some instructions on there that make it really easy. And in fact, there's also a really cool video that Mark shot of him building his TinyGawant. That's you.
I'm Mark.
And your cat Ormu's in it too. So that's now available, and there's a great supplemental video that you can watch Mark build alongside with the manual itself, which has some sweet memes in it. So that's been, I will say that's been the main push these last 2 months, is getting this thing into production, and it's just been nonstop until then. And now that it's out, it's been a little nuts, I will say, because we are almost sold out of all the units I built, and I thought I was going to be good for like a couple months. But
Can you say how many you started with?
we started with 150, and we're at 33 right now. So not too shabby. And that's not even including the beta tester. So there's a round of sort of between the last video I made in part 3, where I had some beta testers try out like the original or the soon to be production design. Even after that, once I got the production stuff kitted and ready, I ran it through the typical like put the kit together process, and then jumped on the SOTA Slack channel and was like, hey, who wants one? And then a bunch of people replied. I sent them what is the like as production unit as boxes that they can assemble. And so this was really a test of the manual mostly, and making sure I didn't forget any parts, because if I mailed out, say 100 units and I missed a screw, I now have to pay like $5-6 per order to replenish whatever was missing.
Right.
So that was a really good test. Thankfully, no missing parts. I think one person broke a part, but they had a 3D printer and were able to fix it themselves. That was cool. And then you got one and made this awesome video for it. So far the product launch has been amazing, but I would say the first day I posted it, and like, I don't remember, I think we sold like 40 something units, 50 units like overnight. A lot of people, by the way, had signed up through the notify me button on my website. And I was like, I wasn't ready for this. We should probably figure out how to scale up production. Because right now there's a very manual process that I'm involved in. And usually with all my products, I tool it up so that my dad, who's the one who does all the work in the company, really, all the hard work, can operate it. And right now, just this initial batch was just me doing it just to get the product out the door. But now I need to figure out how to scale even more up. So that's been a fun challenge.
That's a cool project.
Yeah.
And I will say the instructions you wrote, I don't know how you write your instructions, so I want to hear about that.
Okay.
But the instructions that you provided they feel a little bit like Hans from QRP Labs.
Yeah.
Where it is step by step. Every step has a picture, and there's a very short but clear explanation of, in this step, you're going to tighten a screw or something.
Yeah, I know that whole step will just be tightening the screw.
Yeah, it's so basic that at no point when I was filming the video of how to build it, did I ever have to think?
Yeah.
Normally when I'm building something, I'm like, what am I doing? And this time I was like, nope, I'm going to do exactly what Ara said.
Yeah.
And so the way I recorded that video, I literally just read the manual as it was on whatever day I filmed it directly into the camera.
Yeah.
And then that was a single take. And then I put the camera over my shoulder. I did exactly what the manual said. And then when I cut it together, I just alternated me doing the thing and me reading the manual. And what was cool is by the time I got to the end, I had a working antenna, and at no point did I have to deviate one iota from the manual.
Yeah. And I will say, you were referencing a early version of the manual too, and you caught something that other beta testers caught, which was the little jumper that's on there, which you ended up calling me for just because, like, hey, like, it says to do it, but like, why? And it was a really good and curious question. And so feedback like that was really helpful for me, because I'm like, oh, people might be interested as to why they should turn this jumper on or off based on however they plan to operate it. So that was like a bit of context. So like all the builders, the beta like builders who provided feedback, I would say almost every person who got a beta unit provided some piece of information that made it into the manual. And really, if you want to know my real motivation, I just try to minimize the number of emails I get. That's why I try to write really, really good manuals. It should be super obvious how to build it, no assumptions along the way. And if I do that, more often than not, maybe I get one email every few months regarding the manual. And even then, it's sort of one of those like statistically over time, those emails become less frequent, because whatever the question they had, I'll just be like, oh, I could just add that into the manual too. Like it could be a simple question that not everybody's going to have, but at least it's in there, and hopefully, I don't get as many emails.
So this is something you do that not everybody does. Your manuals are Google Drive documents.
Drives, yeah. Actually, I stole that from Adam N6ARA, which I thought it was really brilliant because it's a live manual now, right? It's not a frozen document. It's a constantly iterating and improving manual. And so I could literally be like on a train, get an email about a problem and be like, oh, I can just update the manual, and like, boom, done. I don't have to, print this stuff out and waste a bunch of trees and mail it out and then have errors and stuff that people have to go, email me about or whatever. Which, by the way, I should also say, totally fine to email me. I love answering questions, but if I can bring down the amount of times I have to do it, then that means more time to make products. So yeah.
Are you ever tempted when responding to somebody to say, you should really check the manual, the answers, and then add it in before you send the response back?
That is so so evil. I love it. No, I have not done that. But now don't tempt me. No, I have not done that. But that is a really interesting idea.
New tech support coming from N6ARA Electronics this April.
Or if I really wanted to be lazy, I'd set up an AI to read the email, scrape it, add the thing into the manual for me, and then auto reply back like, "Hey, Demi." No, I'm not going to do that.
That's how you get manuals, though, that say, your problem would resolve itself with like a 3,000 degree solder temperature.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I should say the other thing about this is I already, and we'll cover this a little later in the podcast, but there's other products coming down the line. And so it became sort of a necessity at this point to scale up production in general. Like the tiny paddles and mini SWR meters and all my other products, those are being built at my dad's workshop. And that workshop is now super crowded. And in addition to that, a lot of the new products are going to have surface mount parts. And there's not really space to add any gear to do surface mount soldering. You can get it done out of house, like either in the US or overseas, but it's expensive either way. And I will say for the last few years, I've always been eyeing getting a pick and place machine to actually do surface mount soldering at scale, but I've never had the need for it. So like, you might have a desire, but if there's no good justification to do it, you're not going to spend the money on it, right?
I think that's how business works.
Yeah. I'm not the best business person, but
now if it's ham radio, you would spend the money anyway and make sure that Elecraft made your pick and place machine.
Yes. I would buy an Elecraft pick and place machine in a heartbeat because it's going to be well documented, it's going to work, and it's going to be amazing. But,
and if you have any problems with your pick and place accuracy, you can be like, "Hey, Wayne,
can somebody please ask Wayne to make a pick and place machine?"
Elecraft, you heard it here first. There's consumer demand.
Yes,
for the KXP.
You had to say that right as I was taking a drink. So interestingly enough, products that I sell now, like the mini SWR, the mini SWR, have surface mount parts on them. Those are built by a company and then they ship it to me. They're not sponsoring this, so you don't get to know who. But things have gotten expensive. And frankly, there's been a lot of design changes I've wanted to make to things like the mini SWR. But because I have to buy in large volumes to make it economical, and then I have to sit on that debt for quite a while until I make up the cost of building it and then, profit on top of that eventually. It means, I have to buy 200-300 units at a time or something along those lines. And then I can't really iterate on the design because I have to sell out of them first to be able to do that. Otherwise, everyone's just going to buy the new one. But being able to bring manufacturing in-house means I can iterate on designs more quickly and improve on things without having to wait a long period of time for the stock to sell out. And plus it means that customers get the new features faster. So to that end, I ended up buying, I actually bought this a long time ago. It's a little thing called the Pixel Pump. I think they're all sold out right now and there's a new one coming soon, but essentially it's this little wand with a vacuum tube that has a little needle on the end that lets you pick up parts from SMT reels. And then there's a little SMT reel station here. It's hard to see on camera, sorry, and audio listeners obviously can't see it. But essentially, it's a vacuum-operated a hand tool that you can use to pick up parts and then place them on the board that has solder paste on it. And there's a little foot pedal down there that turns on the vacuum. So you can literally sit there, step down, pick up the part, drop it on the board, let go of the foot pedal, and the part is placed. But that means a human being manually having to be in that process. And I knew this going into it, that this is not scalable. I could devalue my time only so much until...
Yeah, you do still have to at some point go to work.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So the idea was, well, if I can bring down the amount of time it takes to place these parts, like a pick and place machine, which is an automated gantry that has one of these vacuum needles that picks up parts off a reel, and program it, it can place all the parts for me automatically. And what would take me several days to build batches of these boards and then throw them in this oven right here, which is like a hacked Black & Decker oven with a reflow profile and heating elements that actually run the solder profile you want, I can quickly reflow a bunch of boards and build some, what would take me many weeks in just like a day or two of operating the machine and running the oven. So, of course, to do all this stuff, I need a bigger space. And so that's why we are here in what is the second branch of the N6ARA electronics workshop. And it's a humble beginning. There'll be a lot more machinery. In fact, it's kind of interesting is if we keep recording this podcast here, people are just going to keep seeing new things popping up appear, in the background. Yeah. So I'm really excited. This is like, that's why I've been away for like 2 months and we haven't been able to record, at least on my side.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I also think it's interesting that you're taking the approach of building production capability to keep things affordable instead of just jacking up prices. Because the trivial case would just be to make things a lot more expensive.
Yes. And the problem is, I think a business person would look at this and be like, it costs you this much to build, 3 times that for profit margin, do this, do that, add these prices. And then you end up with a number that isn't what I would argue a true market value. Like I'm not going to pay $150 for a TinyGawant. Like I personally think that would be insane to ask for that.
I mean, unless it was signed.
Unless it was signed, sure.
Also, if you want a signed TinyGawant, drop it in the comments.
No one's going to want that. Whoops, bumped the mic. And so I kind of look at it in sort of a backwards, or maybe it's forward sort of way. I don't know how people normally do this. But I look at the final product that I've developed and I go, how much would I actually pay for this? What would make me go, no brainer, buy it?
Right.
And from that price point, I work my way to how can I make it affordable to produce, and what tricks can I do to bring down the cost of production without making me sweat too much. And then sometimes you kind of get screwed over, like prices of like brass go up. And that was the last time I had to raise the tiny paddle price was because the stock itself went up, and it just like
with like the 1 gram of brass in.
Yeah. Honestly, it was wild. And
that's
the worst
crazy.
The worst part was like what was it? Like I really kept a really razor thin margin of profit on that product. And it just like ate into that. And so I was like, this is not going to be economical. Like we need to stay in business. So the prices unfortunately had to go up. I didn't like it, but it was a necessity. So I'm hoping, increasing capabilities in-house is absolutely going to make it more affordable to produce and be able to make more products and keep the prices where they are. I'm trying. I genuinely am.
Well, and I got to say that the fact that you make an affordable product that does the thing is actually how we met.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's true. Yes.
Because the tiny paddle, your product, was my first Morse code paddle that I got when I got back into HF radio, and then that led to actually meeting each other.
And
now we have a podcast.
Now we're here. Now we have a podcast.
So if you buy a TinyGawant, you never know. You might be filming movies with Ara in 3 years. There's a chance.
My acting career will take off. Yeah,
I actually had another product question before we move on.
Yeah.
And not to spend too much time on products, but we are in the brand new shop.
Yeah.
You had a QST article come out about you.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot. I should have mentioned that. ARL, they actually reached out to me back in, I want to say October or so. They were testing the mini SWR meter. And they're like, hey, we want to do a QST article on the mini SWR meter. Here is our lab testing. And they provided me like a whole report of what they had tested so far. And huge kudos and credit to them. They didn't ask for like me to say approval or anything like that. It was nothing like that. It was, is the data accurate? And is there something wrong with our unit? And, essentially I would assume would be like an opportunity to correct it because mistakes happen in production. They could have gotten a dud.
Right.
The data made sense to me. I looked at them like that looks like a good test approach. They have a very good test approach. So whoever their testers are over at the ARL do an incredible job. Like they're very thorough people. And so they wrote up the article. I think it was in the latest QST now in January, February, whichever one that comes out. I still haven't received my physical copy. I got to go look into that. But they tested that mini SWR each of the 3 variants, and then made a nice like truth table on how accurate it was. And I think, and they mentioned this in the article as well, it's not, the product itself is not a calibrated perfect instrument. It's more of a SWR indicator with like a bit of a gradient. It's not just on off, but at least has some like gradient to tell you how off you are from like a 1-to-1 or 2-to-1.
Yeah.
So it's not accurate, and they show that in their data that it's not super accurate. But honestly, that was also sort of a motivation for me to want to iterate on the design. I'm like, I can make this better because this is like a problem.
Yeah.
So
On the other hand, I read the article, and my immediate response to their test methodology and the conclusion was like, I need to go buy one of those from Ara because for some reason I don't have it. It's one of your products I don't have. But
no,
I know it's terrible.
I'll get you one.
But the reason that it's valuable to me is I'm out in the field, and I always want to have some indicator of, is my antenna okay? And if it's not okay, if I twiddle it,
can I get it okay enough?
Like, can I do a gradient descent to use?
Yeah. You want to know the derivative.
I want the derivative. So I don't need to know if it's 1-to-1. I don't need to know if it's 6-to-1. I need to know if it's 3-to-1. Am I making it better
or worse? Yeah.
And what the QST review showed is it does exactly what a SOTA operator would use it for.
Yeah.
And the calibration is kind of like,
And it's based on it's a licensed version of the Tiny SWR, not made by me. And it's a great piece of kit. But and the worst part is like, I have so many more ideas than I have time to make products, and I have a really good idea on how I would iterate the mini SWR and add like power information as well. So
what you're saying is if you sell out of the current stock, there's more likely to be a second.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You heard it here, people.
Right.
If you want an iteration on the Tiny SWR.
Yes.
This video brought to you by Opt Outside, a West Coast IPA.
Talking about opting outside, you've been outside.
I have been outside. What are we talking about now?
The Australia DXpedition you went on.
We went to Australia.
Yeah. You went to the polar end. Everything was upside down. Toilet flushes the other way. Like all that.
Yeah, the stars were backwards.
The stars are backwards. The moon is upside down.
It's kind of backwards.
Yes.
So
it actually is. I'm not trolling.
Mostly not trolling. Okay. Australia.
How was it?
Australia DXpedition. First of all, everybody should go to Australia if you're a ham because they have the best reciprocal privileges in the world.
Really?
Every U.S. license class has basically full equivalent reciprocal privileges.
Wait, including technician?
Yup. Which is why
D got to operate.
Which is why D and I could go do a DXpedition, not just me.
Dude, that's so cool.
So big plus, because I hear people sometimes talk down about technician licenses, which is ridiculous because you get almost all of the bands with the technician license because the microwave region is huge. You get all of that.
Yeah.
You get 10 meters, all the usable parts, and then you get 15 meters and 40 meters if you know Morse code.
Yeah.
And 15 meters is a hot DX band.
Yeah.
And 40 meters gets you all the locals.
Yeah.
So if you have a technician license and you're willing to put in a little bit of work to learn Morse code, you can go to Australia and legitimately do a pretty wild DXpedition. No need to upgrade.
Dude, that's so cool.
So that's... I'm not going to say that's why we went to Australia, but it wasn't not why we went to Australia. I literally had a matrix of, is it safe? Is it affordable? Do I have reciprocal privileges?
Yes. Oh, brilliant.
And I wasn't too worried about the safe or the affordable.
Yes, I figured that was the case. Can I ham over there?
Can I ham?
And how does the call sign work? You don't get like a new call sign with it, right?
You don't even need to tell the government. You just like slap a VK2 or a VK4 or whatever in front of your call sign, hit a stroke.
Slash, and then your actual American
so it's
call.
VK2 stroke KD7 DTS.
Dude, that's too easy.
It was
my gosh.
so easy.
That's awesome.
Fantastic. So we went to Australia, and what I found is that Australian SOTA is not like California SOTA.
In what way?
Not even a little bit. And spoiler alert, for those of you on the other side of the camera, I've already told Ara plenty of stories about this, so Ara is going to do a dutiful job of pretending to be surprised, but ask informed questions.
I know you told me a little bit about it. I haven't heard everything.
Yeah, I told you a little bit. So we went to Brisbane.
Okay.
And it is a long flight to get to Brisbane, which
Yes.
gives you plenty of time to think about Morse code. And as soon as we got there, I basically was looking up SOTA spots that you could get to. And the first thing I found was Mount Cootha. Mount Cootha, the summit. It is a peak just on the edge of Brisbane.
Okay.
It is Victor Kilo 4 stroke Sierra Echo 176.
Nice. Okay.
A very memorable indicator.
Yeah. Everybody can. Yeah.
So we went on Christmas Eve.
Oh. Wait,
Which was great.
I'm like, who's going to be around on Christmas Eve?
Because everybody's going to be around on Christmas Eve. I'm kidding. There's nobody on the radio.
I was like, I actually didn't connect those dots until just now.
Yeah. Luckily, Christmas Eve is not as big of a deal in Japan.
Oh, sure.
And the Japanese are fantastic chasers.
Yeah.
So that was the first thing I discovered about Australia is the population density is just not what it is in California. And there's line of sight to approximately nobody from a typical summit.
So like VHF, UHF is like out?
It was out.
Okay.
No VHF, UHF, 14658, doesn't have anybody monitoring it. I don't know what people monitor, but I didn't find it.
Oh, that sucks.
So my Baofeng Mini and I did not make contact with people. But not a problem.
Okay.
I have 40 meters. Oh, wait, there's almost nobody local. And it was Christmas Eve, so 40 meters wasn't doing much. Luckily, Mount Cootha, when you go to the top, the actual top is fenced off. It's a radio site, of course.
Okay.
But just below that, there's this beautiful picnic area with a pullout that you can park in if you have a car. We took an Uber there.
I was going to say, how did you get there?
Yeah, we took an Uber.
Oh, okay.
We Ubered to a SOTA summit.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty swank. And
worth it.
And then there's this giant lawn. And so we set up a NorCal doublet.
Excellent
And
choice.
because I knew
nice low noise. Yeah.
Very low noise, fairly narrow band, multi-band.
Okay.
Love that antenna. Cheap. So I knew that Japan was going to be kind of a hot thing. So I oriented it so that I was radiating along the Great Circle path towards Japan and got a ton of Japan activated, no problem.
Wow.
Got D on the air. D did great.
Great.
Yeah, it was good. So that was Mount Cootha. So I was like, okay, I can do this. This isn't that bad. And then we did the most Australia thing possible. We walked off the mountain directly to a bus and then just took a bus home. So it turns
you
out
need to take the Uber back?
Turns out you don't need an Uber. If you want to go to Brisbane and do Mount Cootha as an activator, you can do the entire thing off public transit from anywhere in Brisbane. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Because there's a whole park there that has beautifully maintained trails, and one of the bus stops has a trail that goes straight to the summit.
Dude, and this running on like Christmas Eve?
Yeah. It was great.
Amazing.
It was great. Okay. Then we went to the Gold Coast, which is a bit south, rented a car. I had to learn how to drive on the wrong side of the street. That was scary. And we drove to the rainforest and went to Springbrook Mountain, which is this beautiful mountain in the middle of the rainforest.
Oh, dude, it looks amazing.
It was so cool.
You got a video on it on your
and we have a little
YouTube channel.
We have a little video on
SOTA
this.
Plus, you're on it.
Yeah, you're on it.
Go watch.
If you're looking for SOTA Plus, congratulations.
You're here.
You found SOTA Plus.
Sorry.
Okay, so Springbrook, the second peak, is in the middle of a jungle. So there's not a good way to put up a NorCal doublet because jungles are full of vines and rain. It's wet in the rainforest.
Yeah, I figured that.
So I used an infed half wave, specifically a 40-meter infed half wave. And that was a horrible, terrible, bad idea. The reason is multifold. The first reason is I was using a 40-meter infed half wave.
Okay.
Which means you get a good radiation pattern broadside to the antenna at 40 meters, but everything else you're using harmonics. And so you get kind of weird radiation patterns. Now, in California, all of the radiation patterns are fine because our ground is really dry.
Yeah.
So your electrical height above ground is a lot more than your physical height above ground.
Yeah. Interesting.
But what happens, pop quiz, what happens to the lobes launch angle as you increase ground conductivity?
It gets all, doesn't it get like wrapped up and stuff and gets all like pushed
They
up?
go up.
It's up and it kind of folds up too, right? I forget
gets
what happens.
weird, but
weird things happen as you bring ground really close.
But the important thing is they go up. So if you're trying to get DX, it just exits the ionosphere. It doesn't skip.
You couldn't get a good low takeoff angle, is what you're saying.
Right. Okay. So the result is 40 meters wasn't getting to anybody.
No. Oh, that sucks, dude.
And 15 wasn't getting anywhere.
Yeah, I tried to work you on 15. I could hear other people chasing you, but I couldn't hear you.
It was brutally bad. Oh. It was rough. I was struggling. I barely got 4. And then D worked very hard sitting on the floor of this wet jungle as we felt the rain starting to roll in. and she stuck it out and she got her 4.
Oh my gosh.
And the only reason we were able to do that is K5EM knows some of the people, and he basically beat the bushes for us, and he's like, hey, everybody get to your radios.
Put down your Christmas gifts.
Yeah, exactly. Go.
Mark needs help.
Go chase. Dude, D's about to get very wet. We got to get out. Yeah. So what I learned is awesome. 40-meter infed half waves, great in California, great on dry ground. I wasn't using a counterpoise because I have my fast deploy infed half wave. So electrically, it's not as good.
Yeah.
Good antennas are good. Bad antennas are bad. In a place with a lot of people, bad antennas are fine. Not in Australia. So the third mountain, we went to Bar Mountain, VK2, different region, in our 002.
Okay.
Very cool to get there. We did a long drive up a dirt road. Don't tell the rental car company.
I was about to say, does the rental car company know you did?
They don't. The car's already returned and paid for. It's fine. There was a long drive through the jungle.
Yeah.
And we get up to the top, and I'm expecting we're going to sit in the jungle and then bounce.
Yeah.
Nope. Full picnic area.
Wow.
There was tables. There was a shelter.
That's fancy, dude.
There were bathrooms.
What? On a SOTA summit?
On a SOTA summit.
I mean, that's asymptotically approaching the ultimate SOTA summit, which is the one in Ohio at the Taco Bell.
Right.
Like, that is like peak luxury.
Right. It was just backed off of a Taco Bell in terms of luxury. Yeah.
Amazing.
So we get up to the top, and I learned an important lesson, which is NorCal doublet, point at Japan. Boom. Pilots
Japan will find you.
Japan will find you. If you need help, just point at Japan and say, guys, come get me, and they will.
Yeah. No, they're serious.
Yeah. So I worked my way through a pileup for a while, tossed the key to D. D starts cranking through the pileup.
Dude, that's so cool.
Yeah. I did come up with a fun technique because we were traveling, and if you're traveling, you need to be able to keep your electronics powered.
Yes.
So I found a trigger cable that it's a 15-volt trigger cable.
Yeah, you showed me this. Thing is sick.
Yeah. And then I have a little gallium nitride wall bug that works on 120 volts and 220 and 50 hertz or 60 hertz. It doesn't care.
Yeah.
But it supports up to 65 watts of USB-C power delivery. So this trigger cable has a 2.5 millimeter, 5.5 millimeter, or 2.1, 5.5, whatever the Elecraft.
Yeah. The DC
standards.
barrel dimensions.
DC barrel. So it's the Elecraft DC barrel at one end, and on the other end, it's USB-C. You pop this thing into the wall bug, and it puts out 15 volts, and then the Elecraft KX2's internal charger charges up the full capacity of the internal battery. It's great. But then you go to the field, and you're like, how do you make sure you don't run down your battery in the field or run it down more slowly? So I have a Nightcore battery that only supports 12 volts power delivery.
Oh, so you can at least keep it from draining completely, but you can't get it up to the 15 volts I think it needs to do.
Well, so the fun part
voltage
is the KX2 is diode ORed between the internal battery and the external.
Oh.
So for the low current draw stuff, it'll run off whichever one is higher voltage.
Sure.
And it's a 12 volt power delivery, so it's regulated.
Yeah.
So you take a 15 volt cable, you plug it into the 12 volt power delivery, and it will fail down to 12 volts. So one cable does 15 volt charging and then 12 volt field delivery. And then the Elecraft KX2 will just run off that 12 volts unless it needs the transmit current, and then it'll pull off the internal.
Off that one.
So we operated for like 3 hours, and I was able to do 10 watts the whole time.
That's amazing. I got to say,
it was great.
Like, that in itself is a fantastic reason to use it. personally, I just hate bringing another DC barrel plug charger thing.
Right.
I got to remember if it's like, one of those cool little Anchor or whatever USB-C bricks that you can buy, which is usually what I get. Like it's like, 3 USB ports that can charge the watch and the phone and something else, like a laptop. If it just means me having to bring a single USB-C to DC barrel cable to charge my, KH1 or KX3, oh my gosh, like that alone is worth it. Let alone being able to operate it with like a Nightcore battery. And that's so cool, dude.
So anyway, we activated 3 peaks in Australia. We had some important lessons learned. And I'm really excited to go DXing again because I got to make contact with WB6POT.
Yeah.
And hearing your friend
from far away
come back across the ocean with no noise was really cool.
Yeah. And you could tell it's them from far away. It's not like their typical signal you hear when you're here.
Right.
Yeah. You can, something very different.
You can hear the fades and
the flutter.
You hear the flutter, the QSB, but it's still very much your friend's, fist.
I experienced the same exact thing every time I've been in Japan. I remember the very first time I went and I operated with my Japanese call. And, it was a lot of Japanese stations coming back to me. I was super jet lagged and tired. And I'm like having trouble like decoding and understanding what the heck is going on. And then this familiar call sign through the ether breaks through and it's you. I hear KD7 DTS. And it is like what you're describing is exactly what I felt. Like there's like this weird sense of home you also feel on top of that, which is like, I haven't left Earth in a way. Like I'm still here. And, it's just so cool. Like, I honestly, I think as hams, we get this unique opportunity to experience another country in a different way that probably most other people don't get to. And full, not disclosure, but, please do the research and make sure the country you're going to, 1, allows you to do it, and 2, you go through the legal ways to do it, obviously.
This disclosure brought to you by Ara's Common Sense.
Yes, yeah, exactly. But it's really cool. And if it does work out, and especially like for countries that make it super easy, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Like to just show up to Australia, you don't have to even tell the government and don't need to get a license as long as you have one here. So that's so cool, man. The trip looked awesome. I definitely have added Australia to my list of like ham adventure things.
And I need to go scratch a kangaroo again. They're so soft. They're so soft.
I didn't know you could approach them. I thought they were kind of like...
I think I sent you a picture. Do you have the kangaroo? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The kangaroo picture. Yeah. It turns out that kangaroos are in plenty of preserves, and you can just go just dig your hands into them. They're like golden retrievers. A kangaroo is basically the cross between a golden retriever and a deer.
Oh my God.
Right?
They're so cute.
They're really cute. You can just kind of get in there. It's like...
I love that there's like a random pigeon here. Like, what's the pigeon doing hanging out?
The pigeon. It's keeping it company.
That's so cute. Oh, you're looking at it. It looks like you're having a blast.
No, I love animals. I love SOTA. What's not to? It was a great vacation.
Dude, that's awesome.
So thanks to everybody who chased in Japan, in Australia, and back here at home.
Yeah. Dude, that's so cool. I gotta go. We gotta go.
We gotta go. We gotta
go. We gotta do a joint activation together. That's still on the bucket list.
Definitely.
Oh man. And then you came home and you did more operating.
Oh yeah. What did I do next? I'm like losing.
It involves cold. It involves being in a field, and it happens across a day.
Oh yeah, that was like a whole thing.
And there's like a crud ton of like planning that goes into it.
I was in charge of that.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
Cheers.
So Winter Field Day, for those who have not yet had the pleasure of experiencing it, is a emergency preparation event where the objective is to demonstrate your skills, build skills, and do so in an environment that might be a bit challenging. So that's why it's in winter. This winter was particularly interesting because Winter Field Day hit in the middle of horrifically bad storms across almost the entire country.
Yeah.
And people may have seen videos of people, even in Texas, just freezing, or people on the East Coast who got 2 feet of snow suffering.
Yeah, it was like a polar vortex or something like that. It was pretty bad.
It was 65 degrees and sunny here in California. What up? So while everybody else was experiencing
rub it in their faces,
the true brutality of the season. Yeah.
Didn't you guys get rain? I thought you guys got rained on, or no?
No.
Oh, okay.
That wasn't rain. It was vodka spritz.
It was just really high humidity.
It's just high humidity. No. Okay, so we went out with W6TRW, dare I say the finest ham radio club, possibly anywhere. Prove me wrong. We operated on 14 bands.
Oh my gosh. Wait, how?
And none of them were work bands.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, what were they? I'm trying to think of 14 bands. I can think of like 8.
Right. So 160.
Oh, wow. Did you guys have, what antenna did you use for 160?
We had a very long random wire.
Okay.
And a very large manual tuner.
Did you make a contact on it?
Oh, of course we did.
Oh.
Well, and to get credit for a band, you have to make a minimum of 3 contacts on it.
Dang. What mode?
Morse code, of course.
Oh, wow.
I mean, if you've got horrific...
I figured maybe like FT8 if noise is bad, but...
We have standards.
Oh.
No, I mean, look, if you're operating near the main emission band for West Coast pot farms...
yes.
You need to be using Morse code.
The other QRM.
The noise from those pot farms is so bad.
Yeah.
It's almost as bad as all the local electric cars.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
The noise floor in LA is terrible. So 160 was rough, but we got it done. 80.
Yeah.
That's 2. I'm going to use my fingers because I'm going to lose track.
80.
So we did 80. You can't do 30 or 60.
Yep.
Or 17.
Or 12.
Or 12.
Yeah.
Those are work bands. So 160, 80, 40.
Okay.
20, 15. You're only up to 5.
Yeah. 10.
10.
2 meters, 70 centimeter.
220, 2 meter.
Oh, you guys did 220.
Of course we did. 70 centimeter.
Forget about that one. 23 centimeter or 1.2 gig.
1.2 gigahertz.
Okay.
That's 10.
You're starting to run out of bands.
So then we did, what else did we do? We did 10 gigahertz.
10 gig. Okay.
I think we did 24.
That tracks because there's a lot of microwave people in the group.
And then we went up to 122. So anyway.
Were you guys the only people who operated on that band?
Of course.
You would have had to have been, there must have been somebody else on the other end. Or was it just like a chaser or something?
Conveniently, there is a rule.
You can't just call CQ on 122.
CQ in my 1 degree field of
view, and it's like aimed at one person's house.
So there's a rule in Winterfield Day that none of your operators, and that's a critical thing, none of your operators can subsequently make a contact with you that counts.
Oh.
But if somebody is a visitor or an attendee,
that's okay.
They can.
Huh. Okay.
So you can't have the same person making contacts on both sides. That's basically where this rule falls. And just to make sure, I reached out to the Winterfield Day administrators and I said, sanity check me on this. If we have a friend, even a club member, who shows up to our site, but subsequently leaves our site to make contact with us and then comes back, is that still valid? And they said, as long as they never touch your equipment, yeah, totally fine.
Wow.
So
okay.
We split off a designated microwave group in collaboration with the W6HA Club.
Cool.
So the president and vice president of W6HA teamed up with a couple of our members.
Sure.
And because it's not a microwave contest, you can have 3 operators share a radio. And that counts as 3 contacts.
The best kind of right is like legally right. It's so awesome.
I don't think there's any other way to do it when you get up to 122 because there can't be more than a dozen of these radios in the whole country.
Yeah. That's why I was like, how did you even operate that band?
Yeah.
So that's wild.
So it took a lot of logistics. So
you guys were the only people who did it.
I think we were. I checked the logs. I haven't found anybody else who did anywhere close to the number of bands we worked.
Do you get a multiplication factor?
You get a multiplier at 12 bands.
Oh, and it caps? Like you can't do more?
You can't do more than that. There's a multiplier at 6 and a multiplier at 12.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
And it's all self-declared. It doesn't check your log.
Sure, okay.
But yeah, so unfortunately, I think we should get something for setting a record for the number of bands.
Yeah, you guys should.
Winter Field Day organizers, if you're listening, we should have a 15-band challenge next year because we have some 40-something gigahertz radios in work.
I was trying to think and then on the other end, you could go to like what's the 2.2 kilometer?
2.2 kilometer, and we already have a radio for it.
For 2.2 kilometer?
Yeah, Devin.
Of course, Devin would.
Devin would.
I'm looking at you, Devin, through the screen.
Devin Wood did.
Is it like a giant rain barrel with like a coil wrapped around it, like 1,000 turns?
I didn't see it had an antenna. He does have a radio.
The tricky part's the antenna. How do you get the antenna for that?
Here's the fun part. You can be anywhere within 2.2 kilometers and be in the near field.
Dude, I feel like at that point I would try to go find like a building that's like a quarter wave and like clip onto it with a BNC and just
absolutely
pump your power
and then just not get caught. Because I think it's 1 watt ERP, but it doesn't say you can't put in 1,000 watts to get one out.
Oh, effective radiated power.
Yeah. Yeah. So just light that building up.
That works.
Legally, follow all applicable local regulations and orders from the authorities.
Yeah, you thought Alex Honnold climbing Taipei 101 was a big deal. We're going to show up, we're going to clip into it. And
will it radiate?
Will it radiate? What is the resonant frequency of the building?
Will it radiate with Alex Honnold still on it?
Actually, fun fact. When I was in Japan, there's a very famous building there that's like one of the tallest buildings in the world called Tokyo Skytree. It's exactly 630 meters tall.
Oh, that's a band.
So it's like a full wavelength.
That's a full wave.
And it's the coolest thing about it is you look at it and you're like, that's the wavelength. Like it truly puts into scale what the wavelength of that band is. It's freaking wild.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Actually, one of my favorite things about things being wavelengths is humans are approximately 1-2 meter wavelength. I mean, some of us less than others, but
yeah. We're all different resonant frequencies.
But the result is it shows up in the safety limits.
Huh? What do you mean?
Because we absorb more.
Oh, the human absorption safety limit.
Right. And so if you look at the safety limits, there's actually a dip where humans are resonant. Yeah.
Scary.
Yeah, so you're allowed to be around less power where you are an antenna.
Yeah. And then there's the other part of that, which is like microwave, right? It's like the particles in your body have a resonant frequency.
Right.
So like don't radiate around 2.414. Actually, and you have to have a standing wave and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Anyway, but 2.4 is actually pretty close to a human head, which is why the car trick works, the car key trick.
Oh, yeah. Because you want to describe to the audience what that is.
Oh, yeah. So
I know what you're talking about because I actually saw a simulation of it.
So if you have a set of car keys and you need to find your car, but you can't get your car to beep, you can put the car keys next to your head and your head will act like an antenna and it will make it radiate better.
Somehow it directs the power.
It directs the power. Yeah. So you can basically hold it next to your head and just sort of look around while you beep it.
It effectively creates a Yagi. It's like your head becomes another element with your key fob.
Right.
And together it creates like a more directed beam, if you will.
Right. And because your car keys are relatively low power, you're not going to cook your brain. So
it's like
don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
You don't need the tinfoil hat.
It's fine. Okay. So we did 14 bands. We operated as class 12O. LAX.
What's the O? Oh,
outdoor.
Outside.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Or outdoor. Okay.
Made 855 QSOs.
Oh my gosh.
And at least as of right now, we're third in the US.
Wow, dude.
Which is pretty darn good.
Congrats. Cheers to that.
Let's see. We also hosted a live cast with Ham Radio Crash Course.
Josh himself.
Over satellite.
Starlink.
Of course.
Yeah.
And we also ran entirely on batteries and solar power.
Wow.
And we had more solar than we needed to keep the batteries full. So if there were ever an emergency, and nominally it's an emergency preparedness exercise,
sure,
we could have actually sustained that station indefinitely. And we did the whole thing at 100 watts per station. So we ran QRO for 24 hours straight, fully sustainable on solar.
Umesh was involved in that.
Umesh was present. I've gotten questions about how we organize these big events where we have so many complex things happening at once.
Yeah.
The key, as you know, is we use band captains.
Yeah. This, our club, W6TRW in particular does, yeah.
And we added in the concept of a power captain. So Umesh is the power captain. A captain for our club is somebody who takes full ownership over some aspect of the event. So a band captain owns that band from every piece of equipment needed to get the band running, all the way through logging and staffing. So the band captain is the boss. If you want to be on 20 meters, you talk to that guy or that girl. And if you want power, you talk to Umesh. He builds the batteries. He advises us on what batteries we should be getting, how we can connect power systems together.
He's talked about it on the podcast. He's talked about it in episode somewhere between 3 and 6. I don't remember. Maybe it was episode 5.
Right.
Yeah. Awesome stuff.
So it went really well.
Yeah.
And of course, K6ARK showed up.
Man, you guys, I was so sad I couldn't make it. I had a lot going on that day and that weekend in particular, but it looked like you guys had such a blast out there. And you guys got like a good campsite too, right?
We had a great campsite. We were in Wilderness Park. It's in the middle of Redondo Beach, California, right next to the ocean. You have the nice ocean breeze coming off. It's next to a pond full of turtles.
Oh.
And the night ranger brought a tracking telescope and was taking astrophotography at night.
And it wasn't Tony?
And it wasn't Tony.
Wow.
I will say, taking astrophotography
because you had it at the summer field day or the field day
in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Truly terrible idea.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
especially by the beach. Like, he got some light pollution.
Right. He got some beautiful long exposure photographs of light pollution.
Huh. Look at the gradient.
But he had a double stage Peltier cooled sensor, multi-axis controls. Everything was hooked into a computer, automated motion, like the flip through the night. Oh,
dude,
beautiful.
That is a Ranger, man. That's awesome.
Great Ranger. Much appreciation. But Adam in particular was sad that you were not there.
Oh.
By the way, is there a chance that I could water down this beer with a little bit of whiskey?
Water down the beer with a little bit of whiskey.
Yeah. Do you have any whiskey down there?
So oddly enough, this is a Trader Joe's. Oh boy, this is what's going on. Mark just walked off frame and is bringing a box. What's in here?
All right.
Wait, are we doing a bit? What is going on?
Are we doing it?
I thought I was supposed to talk about the whiskey.
Yeah, tell me about the whiskey.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I needed a box. That's all.
Yeah, my wife actually spotted this and say like Trader Joe's will like bottle or buy like barrels every now and then and just make their own. And this one's called Ink and Thistle. A toast to friends who shape our journeys. It's an 18-year whiskey, and I've already opened it a little bit and had a taste. It's pretty good. So,
well, speaking of friends who shape our journeys, you want to open that box?
Oh my god!
No, don't.
I'm so
just
scared.
Open the box.
All right. Here. Okay. Oh, and here's the whiskey if you want to.
Oh, okay.
Good stuff. All right. Here's a. Let's cover up that. Here, I'll do it quickly. All right. What is in here? What? He got me a piece of cardboard.
It's actually very useful. You'd be surprised.
It is. I actually need it around here. What? What the what? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? There's sofas on the air whiskey glasses? Dude, Adam! Thank you. What?
So I like
for audio listeners, you definitely should go check out the let me get there we go.
It's sanitizer.
It's sanitizer. Wow! Wow! Oh, dude, I'm taking a photo of this. Hold on.
You're taking a photo on the podcast?
I'm taking a photo on the podcast. This is live. No way. This is incredible. Adam, thank you so much. Dude, well, now I feel bad that we haven't had him on the show yet. Now we have to have him as the next guest.
So Adam was sad you weren't at Winter Field Day.
Oh, I know.
We had multiple people bringing you things. At some point in the future, somebody else might give you something. You'll find out.
Oh my gosh, you guys are so amazing.
But yeah, Adam made Sofas on the Air glasses for us. And conveniently, almost all of our guests were at Winter Field Day.
Oh my gosh.
So if you look really carefully at Josh's live stream,
Is there one of these on the table?
he's drinking from one of these.
No way. Oh my God. I was watching it too at one point.
It's in there.
Dude, that's so cool. I'm genuinely like, I just don't have, I don't have words for this. This is amazing.
So we have a whole
speechless.
box of these. Every guest who is on the podcast has already received theirs. Adam mailed them.
Oh my God.
And everybody was sworn to secrecy so that you wouldn't find out.
God. And then I missed the camp out too.
And then
there was another, so
and I had it at the camp out for you.
these are well-traveled glasses now.
Oh yeah, these have been everywhere.
Yeah, because I was, for context, Adam had a camp out in, not Vasquez Rock,
Joshua Tree.
Joshua Tree. Thank you.
Oh wow.
So very nice, right? It's a good whiskey.
That's a
It
nice.
tastes extra better with a 5 dB, 6 dB a gain.
6
with this
dB of Soda Plus.
Soda Plus. Oh my gosh, dude! Okay, I can't get over this. Yeah, Adam had a camp out, and I was supposed to go, and very last minute, I got pulled into something I could not say no to and had to go to and take care of, and I missed the camp out, unfortunately. And it looked like you guys had a ton of fun out there. But the plan was actually to record this podcast in the desert. And unfortunately, that didn't work out. But Adam has been, obviously, he was like in the short list of people we've wanted very early on. And we've just sort of missed each other to make it happen. But I feel extra bad.
Partially because we've been so busy activating stuff with Adam.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, I totally forgot that I did that activation with Adam.
Yeah.
The one that almost killed us.
Oh, dude.
Oh.
That is... Do we want to dive into a story time of that? It's not in our topic list.
It's not. But Adam is going to put out a video. The short version is we did 3 first activations in one weekend. There was no trail. And the last time one of them had ever been summited ever, I think was in the 1970s.
Good God.
It's the most tired I've ever been. And at some point, I was on a ridge line with a 500 plus foot vertical drop to one side and a almost vertical rock sheet to the other side. It's about a foot wide. And Adam's like, here, can you hold the camera? I'm gonna go just like do this thing. And it's the only way back. There's no way out. That's the path.
Like you commit?
We were 2 days in and we were half a liter of water from empty. So like that was the only way out.
Oh my gosh, dude.
And then Adam just starts walking across this thing and I'm like, what are we doing? Anyway, but we got the camera shot. So at some point, Adam will hopefully put out that video. The footage is wild.
Are the pokey things involved?
I spent 3 weeks pulling pokey things out of my legs.
Okay.
There were so many.
Yeah. That whole thing is like its own saga of just miserable. So I'm really looking forward to the video. I
think the video is going to be mostly Adam being like, and now we're going to free climb this wall. And then it's probably going to cut to a picture of me going like, I'm very tired.
I hate this.
What am I doing?
I'm too fun.
Anyway, so that's what Adam and I have been doing instead of recording podcasts.
These are good decisions, I will say.
There was soda.
And it's actually worth noting, since we're on the subject of recording podcasts and stuff, the fact that we now have effectively 2 studios that we can record in, and they are, we live very far apart from one another.
LA far. It's
LA far. Yeah.
Time far, distance short.
Yes. It again goes back to the asymptote, right? It's like, in theory, you could get anywhere within, 20 to 30 minutes, but the reality is traffic like doubles that number.
Right.
So it's usually really hard for me to always make it out your way. But the fact that you come out this way makes it a lot easier. And I think we'll be able to do more episodes. I love doing this podcast, by the way. I've been itching for it. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that.
On my schedule, it says topic X.
Topic X. Whoa. Wait, they all say topic X. We didn't number them before. This is not scripted. We just write like basic topics.
It's
We
true,
don't
but
forget
it's an
'cause we get carried away.
appropriate title because this is
Ooh,
the mystery topic.
the mystery topic.
Yeah.
It's like, Airheads, the mystery flavor.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, okay, sorry, I'm going to go on a 10-second tangent.
Are we doing a tangent?
Yeah, I love
We're
this
doing
tangent.
a tangent.
Yeah, it's in the script, or not in the script. It's in our motto, wacky tangents. So right? This is a wacky tangent.
Always follow your motto, people.
So how companies like Airhead or whatever have like mystery flavors?
Yeah.
So one day someone gave me one, and more recently, like in the last year, and I was like, wait, I can Google what this is. And then I go Google it, and it turns out, and this is the most brilliant idea I've ever heard. The mystery flavor is essentially an undyed, like they don't dye the flavoring, because like usually the flavoring and the base in which they make their product doesn't have a color, and they dose it with a color to make it match whatever flavor they've made. Usually what it is the tool change between the factory going from one flavor to the other.
What?
Yeah. So every time, like, say they go from cherry to blueberry, they'll have to do a tool change, which means residuals of the previous run are going to be in the machine, and they have to back purge that out. Some smart person in sales or somewhere was like, we're going to make this part of the product, and was like, we'll make it a mystery flavor. And it really is a mystery. So whatever wrapper you get effectively is like some random change between one or more flavors.
Oh my God, that's
Isn't
so
that
cool.
cool.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah. Anyway, see, you get to learn other random things on this podcast.
Is there a way to do mystery products from N6ARA Electronics?
I have thought about it. I actually have.
Here's a brown envelope. Inside, you will find components.
Yes.
Whether or
Should you
not
choose to accept the challenge.
whether or not they radiate is up to you.
I will say I haven't advertised it too often, but I do every now and then I'll throw in a random product with an order. I just like I kind of feel like it on a whim. If like business has been good, I'll be like, you get an SWR meter, you get an extra tiny paddle. You get this like new product that just came out, and they've varied from our most cheapest products to our most expensive products. So if you do order from us, I will every now and then just do it.
Yeah. Now, dear listener, did you grow up in the 1990s? Did you buy Magic card packs thinking, if I just buy enough Magic card packs, eventually I'll get a card that's worth something? Well, now you can relive the 90s by bulk ordering from N6ARA.
If you bulk order from me, you are effectively guaranteed that I'm going to do that.
Effectively guaranteed. Not
No,
actually
promised.
guaranteed. Try it and see.
Yeah.
Do you need 10 tiny paddles? Maybe not, but you might get a bonus SWR meter, and that is worth the price of admission.
I love this idea so much. Oh,
Man, I should have gone into advertising.
you should have. I need a marketing director, so,
Marketing?
Marketing director! Cheers.
Cheers,
All right,
buddy.
That was great.
I'm right here. This is a really good whiskey.
Yeah.
For people who haven't tried...
talking about mystery flavors. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wait. Oh, and that's how we
I
started.
was just going to say, for people who haven't tried mixing whiskey and beer, you should do that.
Finish your whiskey or beer.
All right.
Song we can't afford those licensing. Okay. Mystery product.
Okay, mystery product. That was the longest,
That's the longest
transition
segue
ever.
If you stuck with us through that.
Congratulations on
Thank you.
completing this segue.
Okay. So.
Wait, you have physical?
Yeah. You want to? Yeah, check it out.
All right, it's mine now.
Okay. So context. This is you just walked off screen with it.
I'm taking it. It's built.
Yeah. Oh, no,
What?
that's the prototype. That's the prototype. Okay, let me describe what it is so the audience knows what you're freaking out about.
Oh my God. This is the best thing ever.
I know. So context. In Los Angeles, at least if you're doing SOTA activations, a lot of the summits, don't mix up the bags because they are labeled. You can steal it. The summits here, a lot of them have a radio tower. And so because of that, VHF and UHF is sometimes like kind of a crapshoot on if the radio tower that you're activating near on the summit is loud enough to mess with the front end of your radio. Oftentimes, this manifests itself as a inability to hear other stations calling you back. So you might get up to the top of a summit. There's a radio tower nearby. You key up and you say CQ SOTA, and then you let go of PTT, and then nobody comes back to you, or you barely hear somebody else. And that's because the radio tower is essentially transmitting so loudly on a frequency within the receiving range of your radio that it overwhelms the front end and desensitizes it to the point where it can't hear it, and your radio effectively becomes deaf. So this is a known issue, and a lot of folks have bought. There's commercial filters. The way to work around this is filtering. So essentially, filter out everything that is not the 2 meter band as tightly as you possibly can. Attenuate those side bands as much as you can, so only 2 meters makes it through. And there's commercial products out there like the SOTA Beams 2 meter filter is one of them. There's a couple of like lower power ones that are like 1 watt filters.
There's like an Amazon copy that a lot of people have.
Yeah. And those do a decent job. The problem is, one, sometimes they're not in stock. Frequently not in stock. So they're hard to find. The other aspect of it is most, if not all of them that are small, aren't rated for 5 watts continuous. For example, the SOTA Beams one is, I think, rated for like 2 watts continuous or something like that. And you could do 5 watts, but for a very short period of time.
Yeah.
And if you leave it keyed down 5 watts, you'll detune and break it.
And I have multiple friends who have blown their SOTA Beams filters under normal usage conditions.
Right. And so this has been a known problem in the community, but in particular, Mike, K6STR, decided to, I think I want to tackle this problem. And so he, over the last few months, has been designing and building his own 2 meter filter rated for mostly designed to reject all those out of band frequencies and be able to handle the 5 watts continuous. So that way you don't have to worry about, am I keying up too long or something like that. And he built a bunch of prototypes. So I think you have the first prototype. Yeah, V0A is one of the very first prototypes. He's like breadboarded it and kind of messed around with it, but that was like his first manufactured by Osh Park sort of prototype.
Yeah.
With only just a few discrete components. It's like a 3-element bandpass filter with 3 adjustable capacitors. So there's like these resonant LC matches that let you essentially tune in and dial out all the out of band and only pass band or band pass filter the 2 meter band. And so he built one that was I think one of the first like more geared for being producible models. And then I think this is one of the second one he built with like slightly larger capacitors. And there's a lot to talk about here about it. And in fact, I'm thinking about doing a video covering his work and sort of how I'm starting to get involved. So Mike approached me and he's like, hey, I've been designing these things. Do you want to build and sell them? And I was like, yeah, this is like solving a big problem I've had. And I think the SOTA community would love it. And on top of that, this year, the 2 meter challenge that's going on, which I don't think we've actually talked about on the podcast because it didn't exist.
We haven't.
The last time we met.
Yeah.
You want to tell the audience real quick what that is?
The 2 meter challenge is for 2 meters and 70 centimeters.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Weak signal modes, so single sideband or Morse code on 2 meters. So that happens at the low end of the 2 meter band with these modes that are uncommon. Why would you want to use these modes? Well, you can go much further distances than you can with standard frequency modulation, FM, which is what we mostly use with our handhelds.
Yeah, and it's worth noting here, this is not CW as a tone in audio, but modulated out with FM. This is pure, true CW.
True CW.
Yeah.
And
SSB.
And because of that, you can go much further. Now, historically, that would have been fairly hard because very few radios could do that, but recently, there's been a growth in modified Quansheng.
Quansheng, yeah.
Dee was trying to tell me how to pronounce this, and what I discovered is I am very white. Anyway, Quancheng.
Yeah.
Cheap radios. They're $25.
They're
they
awesome.
have open firmware and you can reflash them. And because of that, now everybody has access to this for a very low price. And so the community of people who can do weak signal chasing has gone up like gangbusters.
Yeah. And it's busy.
And it's busy now. I got locked out of 144.2 today because it was so
People
busy.
were actually using it.
Yeah.
And 140, so 144.2 is the SSB calling frequency. And then 144.1 is CW calling frequency.
At least that's how we're doing it right now.
Yeah. And folks like, Devin, W6DVN, I almost said his old call sign, even set up skimmers in the Los Angeles area to listen for people calling CQ on 2 meter, which is wild.
And because it's gotten more popular and people have built up this capability, and because it's good for long distances, the SOTA challenge includes distance. And so unlike previous SOTA challenges, now you have to exchange 6-digit grid squares so that you can get credit for the number of kilometers that you've propagated that signal. Which is different than before, and it makes it much more interesting from a Morse code standpoint, because now you have to be able to copy a 6-digit grid.
Yeah, it's challenging. And it's fun because now you have a distance variable to add to it, which is really neat.
And, today between my northernmost 2 meter contact and my southernmost 2 meter contact, I went over 200 miles with just 2 meter CW.
That's amazing.
And it's starting to feel normal. Like 100-mile contact on Morse code on 2 meters is like, oh, that's not a big deal. In1 CLC had a 300-mile contact today.
Isn't he like 500,000 points now or something?
Over 500,000.
Jeez. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool. He's really
very
going
cool.
for it. I think he might.
I think he's a good.
In Chris we trust. I think he's going to win.
Chris we trust. Yeah.
Not that there is winning, but he's going to win. So this is like a new popular mode. And actually, we'll touch on this a little bit later too about firmwares and things near the end. But because this 2 meter mode has become a big deal, these filters are now really, really relevant.
Yes.
So now is the time. Now is the time for these things to actually hit the market. Yeah,
especially because a lot of the cheap radios that are good for this modification in these weak signal modes have terrible filtering.
Or non-existent.
Yeah. And it's worth noting, by the way, if anybody cares about spurious emissions and harmonics, this cleans up your emission, not just your reception.
Correct. Yeah. Yep.
So if you put one of these on a radio that is nominally non-compliant with Part 97 rules, it becomes compliant.
Likely. Test. Well, we'll have to test that. But in my head, the math is obviously
for what it's worth. Yeah. Based on my testing of the Quanchengs, Chunshungs.
They're already legal, right?
They're mostly
borderline.
They're okay. Maybe not quite.
The Baofeng minis are fine.
Baofeng minis are totally clean, but the Quanchengs, they only need 10 dB of attenuation out of band.
Okay.
Because they're really close. So if you think your radio is borderline or something, this will totally clean it up.
Yeah. So Mike approached me about it, and as I mentioned before, it was like, hey, do you want to sell these? And I'm like, absolutely. And so we're working on instead of him, the design was proven but not optimized for production, and he was working with a bunch of different variants. It's still a work in progress. It's not complete, but it's to the point where it's it's over. I would argue it's over the hump of is this going to be a viable product or not? And now it's sort of a question of, how do you make it easy to assemble? How do you make it SMT? They're already all SMT parts. Oh, wow. So the pick and place machine that's going to be behind me soon will be able to assemble these things at scale. And we've been working on ways to reduce cost of all the parts. In fact, one of the most important parts on the inductor, a new one just dropped that is half the cost of the one that he built that one.
Really?
Yeah. And it's higher Q. We haven't tested it yet, but this is where we're at in the development, right? It's those last few iterations to dial it in. And then have to design a 3D printable case around it. And then make it easy to tune. I'm probably going to sell them as kits or kits that you can tune yourself and then put the connectors on. Or I might have it pre-tuned and you put the connectors on. I'm still trying to figure that out because not everybody has an NOVNA, so we'll see.
Could you just like ship them with nano VNAs?
Yeah. Oh. I mean, I feel like the nano VNA is cheap enough where you could. And really, if you don't have one, you should buy one. It's such a cheap product for what it is.
Everybody should have nano VNA.
Yeah. But at the same time, I want to take that process. Like if I want to make it more reachable, like it's a good thing to have out there in the world. And every single product that is one of these already comes pre-tuned. So
yeah, no, that's fair.
What I think is going to be a game changer about this, aside from the fact that you can get it to be really, really tiny and you can get it to be at the power level, is I want to offer it as a pre-assembled board, but the connectors are going to be a drop down in the store. So you could choose which connector you want on each end, and then you get shipped the board and then the connectors themselves, and then you just have to solder on the connector. And the beauty with that is if your radio is BNC out and you have an SMA antenna, you could just buy the combo you want for it. Or if you're like SMA, then you buy SMA male, SMA female, whatever combination you want, you could build that essentially.
And that helps adjust. Well, it helps reduce some of the strain concerns.
Yep.
Because the thing is that most of these historically have come with SMA.
Yeah.
And SMA is basically never going to be the right combination.
I actually don't mind the SMA, but it sucks when it's like, if it's SMA female, the problem is you need an adapter, which extends it out even further.
So mechanically, then you've got you've got this very rigid component, and then you're putting a ton of strain on it.
Yeah.
Especially if you start using like a 5/8 whip or the long Ranger.
Yep.
Any of the better 2-meter antennas put a ton of strain on these things.
Yeah.
And the 5 watts is no joke, especially when you're doing weak signal for distance. You really do want to use your max power, not just turn down to 300 milliwatts to compensate for your filter. So
yeah, and that's actually been another game we've been playing with, and you know, Mike has done like all the work in this front, which is like trying to bring down. There's always this balance between insertion loss, like how much power you lose in the filter by the time it comes out the other end, and the bandwidth and effectiveness of the filter. And honestly, I think he's found a really, really good balance where it really does heavily attenuate all the like error frequencies and FM, AM, car radio, and the stuff above. I forget, like what's in 157 megahertz land.
Like land mobile stuff.
Yeah. Like all that stuff gets canceled out. And it's not going to be as tight of a bandwidth as a lot of the other filters out there, but frankly, you really don't need it. And so you can play with that. I mean, you do, but you know, to some extent, it doesn't matter.
Now, are you close enough to having a final design with Mike that you could talk about your S21 numbers?
I would say right now it's going to be better than 3 dB. It's probably going to be closer, somewhere between 2.5 and 3. So it does half the power. And it's actually in line with a lot of other products.
I was going to say, I haven't seen anything that's better than 3 dB.
Yeah, that's about where most of them land.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to be able to do much better than that. We are kind of still twiddling with it. But the cool thing is, we're going to release it and at some point soon. Like, I don't know when, so don't at me yet. But we're working on it. It's going to happen. I think it's a really good product, and we want to hop on it fast. And the nice thing is, if we do end up finding better ways along the, in a couple months from now, even once it's out, we can quickly iterate on the design
because you'll have your new surface mount
stuff. Yeah,
fantastic.
So that sort of agility and flexibility is going to be incredible. So yeah,
I think the community is going to go wild for this.
Yeah,
because there is nothing that does this.
All the things. Yeah. And one thing Mike told me that he really wants, and I loved it. As the moment he said it, it was like, I want it to be fun. And I'm really working on ways to try to make this a fun product, because it's very, if you look at it from a very dry perspective, it's a filter, right? Very simple thing, but you can make it fun in certain ways. And I have some ideas. We'll see how that turns out.
Can I get a case in Ormu orange?
So case colors is definitely a thing. Case shape and design is another thing I want to mess around with.
Cat face.
Yeah, I have so many. Yeah, if you have ideas too, I'd love to hear them. Put them in the comments.
Can I give you a filter story?
Yeah. Why not?
So I was on Mount Lawler.
Oh my God. Right next to Mount Wilson in the Los Angeles area, which is one of the loudest mountain. I think it's the mountain that inspired this, by the way, if I'm not mistaken. Mike can correct me if I'm wrong.
It might well be.
Yeah.
So I was on Mount Lawler.
Okay.
And I got up there. I was making my calls. CQ. Where are my people at? Right. And I'm getting bupkis, just nothing. One might say radio silence. Terrible, right?
Go on.
You do not have to be a father to make dad jokes. I maintain this. So I get up there. It's very quiet. Nobody's coming. And I'm like, look, I can see you guys.
Yeah. There's no way.
There's
hand wave.
There's no way. Right? No way. And I'm using a 5/8 whip. It's a perfectly good antenna.
Yeah. It's too good. That's the problem.
So Devin is hiking with me. W6DVN, KN6PHZ at the time. But Devin takes a more measured approach to hiking than I do.
Yes.
And also he was tired. So he was about 10 minutes behind me at the time. So he's coming up Lawler. I'm making calls. So for 10 minutes, I'm just getting frustrated. I'm ready to like slam my radio down.
Yeah.
Like, where's my people? Devin comes up, sits down on the ground, and all of a sudden his radio floods with calls for me. And the reason is when he lay down on the ground, it cross-polarized with Wilson. And then I could hear everybody who was trying to get back to my desensed radio.
Yup.
And so what I learned is if I had taken off my antenna, I could have heard them, which I did. The people coming back were that strong.
No antenna is better than a great antenna in this scenario.
It turns out that literally no antenna, like sticking my pinky into the port was...
Your body becomes the antenna?
Yeah, as a receiver.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so like you can
drink a Noon tablet and your antenna gain goes up by 3 dB.
So that was the trip that made me spend the very large number of dollars to get the SOTA beams filter.
Okay.
Because I realized there are some peaks where you just literally can't do the thing without a filter.
Yeah.
But I don't have my SOTA beams filter anymore. The mechanical design's not good. It broke. Devin's filter burned out.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people. So the problem is all of my friends have been having their filters fail either mechanically or thermally. And that design just doesn't work. The one on Amazon that you can buy that's an alternative to that is only rated for like half a watt or a watt.
Really?
And yeah. So there has been this just sort of hole in the market. So for the last year or two, I actually have been kind of avoiding Lawler because I'm like, I don't really want to go back there until I have a filter. So for me, your product unlocks going back to Mount Lawler.
Yeah. Well, that's great. It'll be, more so Mike and I's product. It's all really Mike.
We love Mike. K6STR. A toast.
A toast to Mike, for sure.
To Mike.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And Lorene, too.
I mean, always. Although I think she'd prefer a contact.
She would, yes. Yeah. And dragging Mike up hills.
Exactly, yeah.
I love it. What was I going to say? Oh, my gosh.
I think we actually...
Yeah, that was a really good... Yeah, I think we definitely covered that.
We got through most of the topics, but time has been marching on. Dear patrons, dear listeners, we are cognizant of the fact that we should not wait 2 months between episodes. Speaking of 2 months from February, isn't April coming up?
April is coming up.
Hey, Ara, are you doing anything
for April video? You know what's funny? If you do something twice, it has to become tradition, right?
No, it's
so like we did the giant paddle as it was like a dumb idea. Not a dumb idea, it was a great idea, but making a silly thing that a friend of mine, Ben, had, and we built it. I built it in like a day, and we went up and we shot that video, and it like took off. And then the next year, we were like, we should do something a little more elaborate. And so then we came up with like the SOTA phone, which
CQ
is now in the N6ARA Electronics Workshop as a permanent install. I can actually hook it up to a phone or something. It'd be kind of cool to.
You have a radio. You should just connect the paddle port.
Oh yeah, because it actually does function as a key. There's a key port in the back.
It says key on the back. Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. All right. That's happening. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, and then of course this year after the SOTA phone, I remember like a week or two later, it was Hamvention or something like that. Or no, like a month later, it was Hamvention, and 4 days in May. And people were asking me already, like, "Hey, what's the next video?" And I'm like, "Oh man, okay, there's DXpedition." So I actually wrote the script for this year's a year ago at 4 days in May. I was literally sitting in the conference room writing the script because it came to me. I'm like, I got to write it down. So I've been sitting on this idea for a while. It's going to involve a build. It's literally sitting behind you right now. The parts are for it. It's not done yet. That thing over there.
I'm going to go check it out.
Go check it out. Yeah. It'll be fun. Yeah, that's it. Mark is just dancing back there. Please don't grab it and bring it over here.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's going to be cool.
They're not going to believe that is insane.
It's going to be silly.
Only a crazy person would do that.
Yes.
You might actually endanger the very sanity of people who see what you're building.
It may destroy the fabric of time and humankind as we know it. No, it'll be fun. I think I love it. One theme, and I think we've talked about this a bunch. One theme I've always wanted to keep is whatever we build has to be actually functional and doing the thing. Like the SOTA phone in the video was truly keying the radio and making the contacts.
Yeah.
And so I am going to hold to that as long as I can for the foreseeable future.
And if we've learned anything from the TinyGawant, it's that it's sort of a roughly 1 year release cycle. So April 1st, 2027. Stay tuned.
We'll see. It's fun. I think I hope more people do April Fool's videos. I feel like we need more comedy and stuff in our lives.
Because radio, it's not all for emergency preparedness. Sometimes it's just to be
goofing
dumb.
off. Yeah. Oh my gosh, man. We have gone through. This blew by. It's been.
We've gone through at least one opt outside.
Yes, and one high desert lager. It was good.
It was good.
And we should also say huge thank you to our patrons. We especially want to thank you for being patient with us the last 2 months. I know it wasn't ideal that, things have been a little hectic on our end. We haven't been able to make an episode. But we're really going to try to stick to this now. I think we have a really good studio being built up here. We love doing this podcast too. So thank you for hanging in there. And for those who aren't familiar with our Patreon, so Sofa's on the Air. The whole goal here is to be able to eventually have enough patrons so we could fly out our guests to come sit on the soon-to-be couch. Oh, we haven't even mentioned this part yet. There's no couch here. There's no sofa.
No sofa.
We're sitting on cheap IKEA chairs right now, mostly because this is the beginnings of a studio/workshop. So soon there will be a sofa. There's a metaphorical, a theoretical sofa over there on the screen, but there will soon be a real sofa in here, and I have some ideas about it too, which will be kind of cool.
But I have a psychological concept of the platonic ideal of a sofa.
Sofa here, yes.
Yeah.
And the whole goal of this podcast is to not only for Mark and I to catch up and do our wacky antics and talk about how airheads are made, but also to fly out guests and have them, or drive out guests and have them sit here with us in person and just have that cool in-person dynamic, interviewing them and learning more about them. And the way we sponsor that is through our Patreon. So right now, if you go to our Patreon page, patreon.com/sofasontheair, there are 2 membership tiers. One is the Trailhead for $5 a month. You get to join our Discord and get to ask our guest questions. And then we also have the Ridgeline for $20 a month, where you essentially get the same things as the Trailhead, but you also get to suggest the guests. So please help us out, make this podcast even cooler than it already is. And I will say we have 3 people now who we have gotten firm yeses to fly out here this year. We don't have exact dates nailed down, so we can't give you exact dates, but one of them is very soon, possibly in the March, April timeframe. One of them is my personal dream guest to have on the show, who said yes just this last week. We got to figure out how to get him out here. And then one other person who is relevant to a lot of the 2 meter stuff going on.
Man, that's a lot of cryptic references.
I know. I don't want to spoil because I feel like part of it is.
Well, and one of the challenges.
I also want to put them on the spot too. By the way, like I'm gonna be like they're gonna be here, and then like life happens. So
one of the challenges of doing this style of podcast, a live in-person only podcast, is you got to actually get people here in person.
Yeah, it's much harder than you think. And it's not only does our schedule have to line up, and we can work around other people, but it's just like getting them, like asking someone to drop what they're doing and fly out, in some cases across the country to come sit on a currently non-existent couch and be interviewed. They all want. I mean, every person we've reached out to has effectively said yes, but it's tough to do.
I think my favorite.
Be patient with us. We will use your money towards flying these people out. That's the only reason we have this Patreon.
My favorite story from one of our invitees was he said, yes, I would love to come out. I am curious why you would want to talk to me. And obviously we want to talk to him because he's amazing.
Oh, he's so cool. Yeah.
But the second thing he said was, my wife is also curious why you want to talk to me.
She's like, I've heard the interview from him enough times. Like,
and the funny part is, this is a guy I've gotten to talk to in person on multiple occasions, and every time has just been a riot.
Yeah. Oh, I honestly feel like for him, we might have to do a 2-part episode. Like, he has so many stories.
We're going to need multiple whiskeys.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we've got some good stuff coming up.
We do have good stuff coming up. I'm super excited. And yeah. Oh my gosh. Was that it? We went through the whole
I think we did it.
Template here. Oh my gosh.
We completed the template.
We completed the template.
Now,
we activated the episode.
I think it's mostly impressive that we managed to do the entire thing almost from memory after writing the entire episode word for word.
Yeah, dude.
Yes.
We've been practicing. The last 2 months have really been you and I practicing this exact episode.
We try to avoid any form of improvisation. We want to minimize risk when we're filming.
Oh my God.
You know what we should do? We should finish this whiskey and
our Sofas on the Air glass whiskeys
from our Sofas. Thank you, Adam.
Thank you, Adam.
Thank you all.
So cool. I'm so blown away. And kudos to everybody who kept their mouth shut. I had no idea this was going to happen.
We worked so hard.
Thank you. And thank you guys so much for joining us. And we'll see you next time.
7-3. And also finish your whiskey.
Yay. And that's a wrap.
911, what's your emergency?
I'd like to report a missing sofa.
Do you have a description?
It's brown and leather.
When was the last time you saw it?
It was last seen on the air.
Have you tried calling CQ?
No, I have not. Thank you.